Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time trader in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market. I am back from vacation. Had a really good time, but I came back with COVID. So I've been extremely under the weather. This one has really kicked me good, and I'm feeling a little bit better today, so I thought I would give an update, but if my voice crackles, just bear with me, okay? All right, we're on the weekly time frame. We know what the levels are that we don't want to break. I've gone over it every video. We know that if we break 30K area, that the next support's 20K right here in this little correction. If we lose that, we're coming down to the top of 14K, and so on it goes. You can see where the big support's coming in. We have a chance to hold 30K, and we'll talk about it, okay? That would be an extremely good thing to do. All right. The weekly RSI, if we do come down and take out this pivot right here, so say we come down and we hold 30K, we will have this downward motion, and we want to hold this upward motion on the weekly. We do not want to lose 40 on the weekly time frame. As you can see in the past, when we've lost the 40 level, we have dumped severely. This dump, we lost the 40 level. This dump, we lost the 40 level. We held 40 here, and we almost lost it here, but we were able to control it and come back in. We don't want to lose it here. We don't want to come down underneath 30, or it'll be a big, huge dump like we've had before. Okay. Moving down to the 2-day. It's the same exact thing on the 2-day. If we are able to come on down and hold 30, we'd have this downward motion. We want to keep this upward motion. We want to keep that divergence intact. We don't want to lose it. It wouldn't be a good thing to lose it. All right. So we talk about it every video, what counts are still available to us. The triangle's still on the table, but we need to pivot very, very soon. It's getting to be very iffy now. I had a couple of questions asked in the comments about why can't we hit the trend line again. The reason that I do not want us to hit the trend line again is because triangle legs like to be symmetrical. This is what we call a running triangle, where the B overtakes the start of the A. But as you notice, the angle of A and the angle of C are very and almost identical. We want the angle of B and the angle of D to be almost identical. Pulling the trend line down like this and pulling this over here like this and saying that this is D and this is E, I don't see that as appropriate. First of all, it even takes the triangle look. It's not appropriate. A D leg should come close to the same extension as the C leg. And this didn't even hit, I think, a 382, something like that. So pulling that down like that, I don't find it right. So with that said, we shouldn't put our C over here like this and have a hit here that we're just ignoring. And if we were to pull this down and pull the C over here, which probably some people will do if we come down, then the angle of C and A are not the same. They're totally off. And triangles like their symmetry. Okay? So let's pivot upwards if we're going to make triangle and not hit the trend line. Hope I explained that well. All right, so the other count that I'm really looking at is the WXY. Let's talk about this real quick. I have a fib extension pulled from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot, WXY, assuming that this is a complex correction coming down for a Y wave. The white fib levels are these pivots. You can see the 1-to-1. Then I pulled from here to here to here, projecting this leg as a Y leg, and you can see the 618 is coming in at 35.41, and this is 34.28, very close. If you look at the extensions below, we don't have another extension that is overlapping as well as these two. These two are coming in very well as an overlap, and this is what you look for is confluence. Now, it's not saying 100% that we're going to hold it. And if we lose it, well, this is, probably the next target. Actually, I'm sorry, somewhere up in here. Okay, at this support right there. If we lose that, then we're coming down to these lower fib levels. But the first place that we would look is this nice overlap here. Now, this would be a truncated Y if it was to hold the yellow 618. But that is acceptable. That's the minimum requirement for Y is the 618. So it's very possible that we hold this last little bit of support here. The yellow Y truncates, and white Y would be over. But what do we need to happen for this to be true? Well, when we get down here, say this was to come on down, okay, we need to come out of here in a 5-wave move. Nothing else is going to work. We have to make this a 1. We've got to pull back for 2. And then blast on up here for 3, 4, 5. If we want that 5th wave to happen. If we shuffle up in a 3-wave move, this means we're coming down again. Okay, it's that simple. So, we'll have to wait and see. But there's a good chance we could hold it. We have a lot of divergence on the higher time frame that would help us out. And let's see what happens, okay? All right, let's talk about this leg right here, because that's the important leg. And what the different options are. On the daily time frame, the RSI has a little bit of an upward motion here and a downward motion here. We need to try to hold on to that if we can. On the 12-hour, same thing. We've got this downward motion. We have this upward motion. We want to hold on to that. We don't want to wipe it out. Same thing on the 8-hour. Upward motion, downward motion. We don't want RSI to come down with price and take it out. That wouldn't be a good thing. Okay. Let me see how close I can get here. All right. To me, this leg is coming down in a complex structure. I know that some people are looking at it as a 5-wave move, but this first leg here looks so 3-wave-ish, and then we have this correction in the middle with 2 equal legs. You have to really finagle this to make this a 5-wave move. I see it as a complex structure. But the question here is this 5-wave move right here the end of something or the start of something? Whenever you have a 5-wave move, it's either the end of something, meaning it's a C wave, or it's the start of something, meaning that it's a wave 1 or an A wave of a zigzag. That's the only thing a 5-wave move can be. So is this A, B, C done? Or is this the wave 1 or A wave of a zigzag? And what it would mean is that the C wave is coming deeper. Okay. If it's the start of something, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Or we're going to make it more complex and it is ABC like this. Okay. And now we're making another ABC. Pretty much it's really not that different, okay? But the whole question here is, are we going to come deeper and what is the invalidation for it? The first invalidation would be breaking this high right here, sitting at 40,800. If we break the top of the high, we will invalidate this 5-wave move being the start of something. Okay? Any break of that high. So far, we have not broke it. Okay? Also, any break of this low would invalidate this move being the end of something and this move being the start of something. So it would invalidate the Y being here and this being the start of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Or A, B, C. Okay? So you have clear invalidations there. Okay? If we break over the top, it confirms that this is the end of something. If we break the bottom, it confirms that this is the start of something. It's that simple. So I think that pretty much clears up where to put your stop losses, whether you're going long or you're going short. Okay? Invalidation for this being, so this would be the end of something if we break the high. Okay? And this would be, this can't be the start of something if we break the low. It's that simple. And the whole question is the Y coming deeper? Let's talk about if it's over versus coming deeper and what it means. I'm still looking at this alternate count. Okay? As you can see, we've hit the 618. It can totally, excuse me, it can totally qualify for the Y to be done, but we cannot break the low. If we do, I will see this leg is coming deeper. And I'm still hoping that we haven't used yellow leg. All of this in the middle will be flat, and then we push up for a partner leg for this 3-wave move over here. As you can see, when I pull fib extensions, this 1.382 is overlapping very nicely. And it can come down that far. Okay, it's just going to depend on buyers. Are buyers going to come in when we lose these lows? That's the big question. How bearish will the sentiment get if we break these lows? And will they step in to push us up? Because the Y can come down to that extension. And this would be what we call an expanded B. Okay, so this would be A wave. This would be expanded B. And then we would go up for a C. That would either be a running flat that doesn't break these highs. So it would be somewhere in this area, or even more bearish. Or it gets bigger and it breaks the highs. But it would still be an X wave. Even when it comes up there, it would still be an X. Okay? Just so you understand, once it's done, we're going to come back down to the downside. I do not see this wave as a let me show you 1 second here. Okay. I don't see this wave as a one wave, but I guess that is still on the table until we break these lows. I don't see it that way, but I guess it's possible. Anything's possible. Where this is a 1, all of this is a 2, and we're going up for 3, 4, 5. The invalidation, complete 100%, no way this is ever going to happen, is breaking this low here at 32,900. Okay, but this is an awfully long 2 wave in time compared to this potential 1. And I have problems with the 1 also, but hey, doesn't mean it's not a 1. Okay. All right. I guess that's it, really short and sweet. Not a lot has changed since my last video. In my last video, if you didn't watch it, it's a good one. Take a look at it. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.